Hi everyone. If you're not receiving our emails, scroll around this page and you will notice that we have an end of financial year sale going on right now until the end of this month. When the sale's over, it's over. I know there are so many people that I speak to who are waiting for all of their ducks to line up. Let me tell you guys, ducks never line up. They swim all over a pond. Sometimes we've got to herd them like sheep. And if we can get them collectively together good enough, then that's good enough. Sometimes that's as good as it gets. And so if you're waiting for everything to line up for this to feel perfect for you to start on your renovation journey, they're probably never going to line up. So jump in and have a go, at least start the learnings so that you can, select a really good property so that you can plan ahead, so that you de-risk your first attempt at renovating, particularly if it's your first attempt. And that's what it's all about tonight. So tonight's topic is what it takes to make great profit on your first reno, what it takes to make great profit when you've never done it before and you don't know how to do really good quality calculations. So the first thing is choose a good property. Take your time with choosing a good property. Make sure it is the right one for you. So when I say that, I mean one that you can manage, one that you are capable of renovating. Try not to listen to the noise around you from friends and family or people who have no clue or who will land you in trouble by suggesting a property that is not the right one for you. Understand your capabilities, your talents. Work out how many people will be there to help you through the project, how much DIY you can realistically do, not what you dream of doing or not what you want to do to save money, but put yourself in the project, put your mind in the job already and work out what you can realistically cope with yourself. And then, talk about how much hiring you can do and how much time you've got to devote to this renovation. It's really, really important that you choose a property that you can cope with. That's not too big a job when you've never done it before. Then you're going to have to calculate really carefully the cost of doing that renovation. And I want you to calculate that before you purchase the property. So here's the thing, guys. I get connected to a lot by people who've already bought a property and they're saying, teach me how to renovate. Wrong time, guys, wrong time. The right time to connect with me is before you go and purchase a property, because I can guarantee you'll look at a totally different deal than you will if you've actually done work with me first. You'll have a better understanding of how to run the numbers, how to really accurately predict the costs of the actual renovation itself. So, you do all the numbers up front, all the research up front, and then you move and go and buy a property. So all of these things we have to consider. So choose a good property, do all of your numbers up front, do education first, not grab a property and then fingers crossed, see how it goes, because that can end up in a very painful situation. Then you must apply the right renovation strategy. Start with what you can manage, like is it a cosmetic renovation or is it going to be a structural renovation? Consider what's happening in the property market around you. Are properties flying out the door? Is there a way of making just as much money from a comparable property that doesn't require as much work as the one you're looking at? So all of these things you have to consider, the right renovation strategy for the moment. If you are not into taking any kind of risk at all, like if you are really worried about the risk of property investing full stop and you feel like this is already outside your comfort zone, I strongly suggest you narrow down your renovation strategy to one thing, and that's just doing a simple cosmetic renovation so that you can get good at it by just testing the waters with a simple cosmetic renovation first before you go and do something bigger or something that takes more effort, more knowledge, and more management. All right, so they're the things. They're the things. The next thing, efficient project management. You are in charge of a renovation, and when it's your first renovation, it can be a little bit daunting dealing with all of the tradies and knowing what's coming up next. That's exactly what we help people with inside Renovation Mastery, right? We actually get to know what's coming up next before it's coming up next, So you can work really well alongside your tradies. So we do have a really good scope of work so that you know what's coming, so you can plan ahead. So the thing you need to do is keep things flowing on a renovation. You need to manage that project really well. You need to be efficient on the ground. You need to stay organized, and you need to be proactive. You can also, if you can, like some people are wired this way and other people are not, but it's really cool if you can ebb and flow a little bit. Like if you're not so stayed in your ways, if something comes up that's unpredictable, if you can just go, okay, that's happened. I accept that that's happened. What are we going to do in the situation right now? If you've got that kind of personality, you'll do it easily, more easily than somebody who has to know all of the detail and has to really predict exactly what's coming, like somebody who needs to know everything before it happens. Because the nature of renovating is no matter how much we do plan, there's always going to be something that surprises us and we just have to deal with it. So, you know, there are lots of moving parts, guys. If this is a first renovation, if you're brand new, please don't fly out there and go and buy a property and have a go. I can guarantee you won't do as well as you will have if you do some in-depth, really quality education on how to do a renovation well. You'll renovate faster, which will save you mortgage repayments if you're buying the property. You'll be more efficient. You'll have a network of people to rely on, plus tradies around you that perhaps other people are willing to share to get you started. You'll have the belief in yourself because you'll see other people just like you starting as well. So the secret for first-time renovators, if you really want to make great profit, is to take your time, do some education around it, choose a really good property, manage that renovation really, really well, stay on top of it, stay organized, and don't let it mess with your head. Don't let it worry you too much. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. When you've done all of your research up front and then you go and buy a really good property, you'll do just fine. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody who watches live. I see you on there every week. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Janet. Hi, Kath. Thank you for joining me each week, guys. Have a beautiful evening. See you for my next topic next Tuesday, 6 p.m. in the Mums and Dads group. If you ever want to reach out and ask me a question, you are really welcome to do that. Bye, guys.